All right, sorry for the technical difficulties. First time streaming this year. And welcome to Braemar Arena, where your Bantam Hornets are taking on the Minneapolis Storm. And there was just a goal by the Storm, so we're just going to catch you up in a second. We don't know a lot about Minneapolis, other than they do not have a AA team. So they're going to be probably a lot of good skaters. So we're just into the first period, 13:02 on this scrimmage. And we got Dorsey, Ewers, and Nolan, backed up by Darlene. And I'm going to have to get used to these numbers, and Mizzle. Hornets throwing it into the Storm zone, trying to gain control. And here comes the Storm. They gain the line on the right side, 3-on-2, odd man rush as they work their way in. The shot goes wide, held at the point. Storm throw it back down, intercepted there by Ewers, and Ewers comes up with their own odd man rush. Throwing it all the way over, and the Hornets are off sides. Well, like I said, in the future, we'll have this down pat before the regular season starts. Dorsey on the draw, just outside the Storm zone. Going to keep the same set of people out there. Dorsey tied up on the dot. Storm collect on the D as they work through the transition zone. Intercepted there by Mizzle. Mizzle surveys, looks up ice, throws it dangerously out in the slot, and the Storm dish it back down deep into the corner. Ewers picks it up on the near boards, flips it up, picked up by the Storm as they go D to D. Storm looking up ice, and they go back D to D. Looking up ice, Ewers bumps his man off the puck, and it's thrown back down to Darlene. All the way over to Potts. Dorsey chips it into the zone, and we get an icing. I'm sorry, that was Potter. Not only do I have to learn the numbers, but the numbers are about to change. It's not easy being a broadcaster. Ivany on the draw. He's got Hester and Ferrara. Puck skitters out of the Hornet zone, goes all the way down, collected by the Storm D around the net, looking up ice. Failed connection on the breakout, and we get an icing on the other end. So it's 1-0. Both teams probably haven't seen a lot of competition, so they're just trying to find their sea legs out here. Ivany on the draw, deep in Storm territory. Puck jostled in the corner, Hester on it. Storm pick it up. Oh, Ferrara takes a big hit as here comes the Storm on the breakout. They work it through the neutral zone, holding it up and dishing it down deep into the Hornet territory. Potter around the net, smartly tries to move his man off the puck, gets it up to Hester. Storm contain it in the zone. Helmer knocked off the puck, Ivany up on the wall, and we get an offsides. Not much cohesion from the Hornets as of yet. Ivany dishing it back to Potter. Potter wheeling and dealing as he looks up ice. Looking, sends it over to Helmer. Helmer now looking through the red line, throws it over to Hester, and it's just a stick too far, and the Storm collect in their own zone. Hester steals it away, he centers it, but it flips up in the air. Ivany looking to dish off the puck, gets it back to Potter. Potter throws it down deep. There's a banging in front of the net, but nothing. Up on the wall. Storm look to break out their own way. Intercepted there by Ferrara. Here comes the big Longshanks man. He sends it over. They gain the line, walking in, trying to get around Helmer, but Helmer smartly keeps him to the outside. Nice little tip there by Hester. It's collected at the point. Drives down deep into the corner. Leaves it for his man. Back to the point, and they cannot hold. There will be no icing. And the Storm collect as the Hornets go for a wholesale line change. JJ throwing it all the way over to Potts. Kervita tries to dish it at mid-ice, and here comes the Storm on the reverso. Through the line, disrupted there by Kervita. As it comes out in front, dangerous. And all the way back. And we got some sort of penalty. See what the call is here. Oh, both boys are going to go. We got a holding and roughing, I think. So it looks like coincidental minors. We still have 5-on-5 hockey. There's Karita, Bergmeyer, and Wilkins up front, backed up by Mizzle and Darlene. Puck comes back to Darlene. He slides it over to Mizzle. Mizzle looks up ice, intercepted. He throws it up again to Kervita. Kervita throws it down into the Storm zone where they collect behind the net. Bergmeyer on the case, reverses back to the other side. Mizzle pinches up smartly, holding the line, knocking his man down. It's mayhem down there in the corner. And here comes the Storm on their own. 2-on-2. Nice defensive play there by Bergmeyer. Puck sails over the net, held at the point. No, it's not. And Kervita races. Look at him. All 6'10" of him. Throws it out front. Oh, and it just can't connect with Wilkins. Wilkins in the corner, looking to dish it back around. Into the slot area. Darlene pinches up, saves it into the zone. And the Hornets go for a line change as the Storm collect for their own breakout. Here comes the Storm, intercepted by Dorsey. Dorsey gains the line on the right side, works his way in. Shot waffled away by the Tendy. Nolan banks it back down. Dorsey gets pinned up against the wall. Ewers knocks his man. Ewers looking into the slot. Nobody home. Helmer dishes it back down. It's loose. It's recovered by the Storm. They break back the other way. Potter smartly steps up and slaps it back down into the zone. Storm now looking to get their own semblance of a breakout. And they slide it up on the wall, waiting at their spots. Oh, and Ewers almost had the chance to turn and burn on that. Here comes the Storm on their own forecheck, gaining the line, hassled, intercepted, and off sides. Dorsey on the dot, sends it down, and we should know they're waving off the icing as Ewers races down. Storm slide it behind the net, up on the wall, looking for a breakout. Ooh, a connection there. Ewers tries to wrangle it in the zone. Nolan working it, throwing it on net. Nice connection there. Storm now trying to regroup. They're on their back on their heels a bit, as now they transition through the center ice, gaining the line, dropping the pass, behind the back, in the corner, working it, and they just can't hold the zone as it slides all the way back down. Hornets go for a line change. Ivany on the puck in the corner. Slaps it up high, and the goalie waffles it down. Storm working in the corner, looking for a breakout. He's going to keep it and roll by himself. Hester knocks him off the puck. Well done, Hester. Ivany now working his way in on the center dot. Legged away by the Tendy. Ferrara slides it back down. Hester pestering his man. Holding the zone quite nicely. The Storm just can't seem to get it out. They go D to D. Nicely done, Ferrara working his man. Ewers holds the zone, gets it down. All the way down. Ivany in the corner. He's tied up on the boards. Stapled by two Storm people. Hester in to help out. Ivany comes away with it. Looks for a shorty on the short side. He wheels, he deals, he looks, he throws it back down to Hester. Hester looks out front. There it is. Oh, Ferrara! Not to be. All the way back to Mizzle at the point. Mizzle looks, fires, hits traffic. The Storm now break back the other way. Potts intercepts that, throws it up to Ferrara. He tried to one-time it, intercepted by the Storm, and they dump it down into the Hornet zone. Quick stops that puck all the way around. Up up on the boards to Bergmeyer. Into the skates, and here comes the Storm. Top of the circle, looking, down low to the post side, trying to wheel it around. It's free, it's banging, it's saved by the Quickster. So Bauer and the Storm Kid are out of the box. So we have a full complement on both sides. So face-off will be to the right of Quick. Kurvita on the draw. Into the ref skates as Dahlin takes the long way home around the net. He slides it back to Mizzle. Mizzle stapled to the boards. Storm tried to do a short stuffer. And Kurvita trying to bring it out of the zone himself. He throws it up to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer trying to knock it down with his glove. Center ice, back and forth. No one wants it. Kurvita now on the case. All the way up to Wilkins. Wilkins down into the corner. Dishes it. Bergmeyer there. Tries to knock his man off the puck. Dahlin throws a nice one on net. Nobody home. Bergmeyer in the corner. Here comes the Storm on the counter as they gain center ice. Cross the blue line. 3-on-2. Stop there. Mizzle hammers his man into the corner behind the net. Oh, and here they are out front. They just can't quite turn the corner on that. Storm in the corner looking for some relief. Back to the point. D to D they go. At the center, at the face-off circle, wheeling and dealing. He's Kaprizoving out there. He's getting tired, though. Back to the point. They cannot hold it. Here's Wilkins. He has a chance to go. It's Wilkins. Last man over the net. Not to be. Hornets still trailing 1-0 to this scrappy Storm squad. And here they come 2-on-2 into the zone. Potter steals his man off the puck. Helmer dishes it up to Ewers. Ewers has Nolan. He works his way and gains on the right side. A quick shot. It flips up. It's in the waffle. It's in the trapper. It's nowhere. Helmer now picking it up on the chasers. Thrown down to Nolan. Nolan all the way over to Ewers in the corner. He looks, gets it back to Helmer. Helmer unloads. Hits traffic. Yes. No. Smothered by the Storm tender. We're close. With 3:55 left in the first frame. Dorsey on the draw. He's got Nolan and Ewers backed up by Helmer and Potter. Ref squaring him up. Dorsey ties up on the dot. It comes free, and here comes the Storm. They work their way through center ice, gaining on the left side, and they pull themselves off sides. We're going to change up the D. Bringing in Potts and JJ. Ewers back to Potts. Potts bangs it over. Can't connect with Bauer, and Bauer races in to tie up his man. Nolan looks cross-ice to Ewers. Ewers slides it to Dorsey. Dorsey slides it back to Ewers. Ewers gaining the line. Hold up right there. Dorsey tries to kick it over, and now the Storm counter back the other way. Potts bangs his man off the puck. But the Storm control in the corner. Working it around, trying to get it out front. There it is. No. Thwarted by the Hornet defense. The forecheck of the Storm is tremendous. As Potts bangs his man in the corner. Back to the point. A quick shot. Hitting traffic. JJ ties up his man. Dorsey trying to get everything to keep his man to the outside. And now it's picked up by Nolan on the counterattack. Nolan through the neutral zone. He's going to gain on the center right there. Brings it back. A shot. Steered away by the Tendy. And the quick counter by the Storm. This is back and forth hockey 101 here. As it's a 2-on-4. Nothing doing, says Bauer. He leaves the puck for Ivany. No one can quite get to it. Storm guy loses his stick. Back to the point. Storm fires. Turned away by Quickie's leg. Back to the point again. A one-timer. Deflected by Hester's stick. Well done, Ferreira, in tying up the much bigger guy. Look at the big guy and the little guy battling. Hester on the wall. He gets plastered. Some suicide passes going on to our wingers. Storm in the corner. They center it. It's out front. Steered away by Ivany. Back behind the net. Bauer looks up ice, throws up the boards, and this will go for an icing. With just under 2 minutes to play, Storm 1, Hornets nothing. So we got a face-off to the right of Quickie, deep in Hornet territory. Kurvita on the draw. And the Storm are having trouble holding the zone. That's about the 5th time it's just slid through. Bergmeyer tries to get his man. It's going to be a foot race here. Darlene back, Mizzle back, as he ties up his man smartly in the corner. Kurvita in to help out. He rolls it up to Charlie. Charlie breaking through. He's tied up by the staunch Storm defense. They go D to D. But Bergmeyer picks up the puck on the near boards. He throws it back down, but it's intercepted by the Storm. Here comes the Storm through the red line, gaining on the right side, working his way around, legged away by Quick. Kurvita banging it up, and we will get another icing. No, it rolled and it slowed down. Storm now on the counter as they look up ice. It's one man doing all the work here, sliding it up on the near. Oh, stop beautifully by Nolan. Brings it across the line. Long shot, nothing. One-timer by Mizzle, off target. Nolan now looking, tries to center it. Storm in the corner looking for breakout. A saucer pass to mid-ice. Stepped up there by Darlene. Well done. Picked up by Ewers. Ewers working his man, but he gets knocked out. Storm now collecting deep in their territory, and they flinging around the boards. Nicely done there. Back all the way to Potter. Potter throws it to Ewers. Tied up there on the boards. It's back and forth. Stolen by Nolan. Nolan looks, and it's knocked off his puck. And here comes a 3-on-2 odd man rush. Storm in, over the net. And here's a break for the Hornets. Here comes Ewers. Dorsey, Ewers, all of them. 3-on-1, sliding across. Dorsey, oh, and he just missed it. So close. You can taste it, people. You can taste it. Dorsey gets introduced to the boards as the puck goes behind, and we are out. That's your first period of this inaugural season here of streaming. Storm 1, Hornet 0. We'll be back.
We should go put your podcast in music. And then I'll talk.
All right. Start of the second frame. Hornets down. 1-0. Ivany on the draw. Puck goes back to Helmer. Helmer surveys. Over to Potter. Potter throws it up the boards. Tries to get it to Ferrara. No connection there. Boys tied up on the boards, and the Storm try to push it into the Hornet zone, and they get an offsides. So we'll do it again. Ivany on the draw. Comes back to the Storm D, who throw it straight into the Hornet zone. Potter back to collect. Potter slides it to over. A little misconnection there. Potter picks up his own, throws it to Ferrara. Ferrara throws it up into the neutral zone to Hester. Hester speeds down the left side, all the way around, loses the handle, but picks it up behind the net. Looking to center, looking, nothing. Now it's Ferrara's turn as he wheels and deals, loses the puck. And the Storm try to collect in their own zone. Intercepted by Hester. Hester at the slot, throws it down. Oh, and he didn't quite get enough wood on it. Ivany gets pinned up to the boards as the Storm work to try to gain some semblance of control. Hornet forecheck is relentless. Hester now in the corner. He's pinned up on the boards. Ivany comes away. Around the circle, on the dot. Deflected just as he tried to shoot it. Ivany in the opposite corner. Throwing to Hester. Intercepted, and here come the Storm on the counter. They look up ice, looking. A saucer pass. It's over everybody's stick, and Helmer goes, but we have an icing. So we got Kavita, Wilkins, and Bergmeyer backed up by Bauer and Potts. Puck tied up in the dot. Wilkins turns in the corner, throws it down to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer tries to center it. He's thwarted by the Storm. All the way to Kavita. Kavita still gets it to Bergie. Bergie, slot. A shot by Bauer goes awry. Here comes the Storm on a fast break. He's speedy. Bauer keeps him to the outside. He's looking to center it over. It's out front. Nobody home, though. A shot. Hitting traffic, and Potts collects. Cross-ice pass all the way over to Wilkins. Wilkins throws it to Kravita. Well done. A shot, waffled away. Good intensity here by the Hornet forecheck. Into the slot, Bergmeyer, quick shot, into the skates, into the, it was almost in, but not. Here come the Storm on the counter, through the neutral zone. Throwing it down deep into the Hornet territory, where Mizzle picks it up. Slides it up on the wall a bit too far. And the Storm collect it mid-ice. Gaining the line, they walk their way in. Right side, around the net, looking to center, looking for something, wheeling, dealing, throwing it back down into the corner. Ooh, they're dangerous into the slot. Back to the point. Yes, well done. All the way over to Nolan. Nolan breaking in. Nolan. Oh, yes. No. Nothing. Got a couple of shots there. Nice to see. So we clean up the line change. We have Dorsey, Nolan, and Ewers backed up by Mizzle and Darlene. To the right of the Storm, Tendy. Dorsey ties up on the dot. Storm come away. Storm breaking out. Intercepted there by Dorsey. Dorsey curls around. He's boxed out by 3 Storm, and they collect behind the net. Hornets still pressing on the forecheck. Nolan bangs up the boards. Dorsey digs at it. Nolan comes away. A quick shot, legged away by the Storm Tendy. Dorsey tries to get a stick on it behind the net. Hornets still pressing. And here comes the Storm on the corner. They got a 3-on-2 odd man rush going as they work their way in. Long shot, sticked away there by Quickster. Stop there, up the boards. Ewers now. Cross-ice pass to Nolan. He tried to one-time it to Dorsey. Into the zone. Held there momentarily. Mizzle trying to hold the line. And here comes the Storm, gaining on the left side, all the way around the circle. Stops short. Darlene tries to intercept. Comes to Nolan. Nolan up to Dorsey. Dorsey can't quite capture that pass. And the Storm collect in their own zone and taking the long way home. Here they come in the breakout. Counter. Storm just flip it up. Mizzle chips it back down. Slides it over to Darlene. Up to Ivany. Through the red line. 3-on-2. Odd man rush. Hester working his way in. A bit too far for Ferrara on the connection. Tries to slide it back to Hester. It's up on the wall. And here comes the Storm on the counter. Through the red line. 1 man working against 3. Potter whacks it away. Comes away with it. But the Storm persistent. So 2 Hornets take him out. Tie up on the boards. Behind the net. Storm throw it back to the point. Oh, nice little stop there. Ooh, a quick shot on the Quickster. And the Storm try to get it back to the point. Harassed there by Hester as he tries to poke it away. Good, quick, hard forecheck. Storm throw it up the ice. Ponder intercepts at the red line. He throws it in the zone, and we get an offsides. So we're going to get a line change. And Kavita, Wilkins, and Berge come in, backed up by Bauer and Potts. Wilkins chases the puck into the Storm corner, drops it off to Bergmeyer. Back down into the corner. Bergmeyer looking, trying to center, hits the ref. Kavita now banging away at it, and the Storm recover. Up through the neutral zone. Potts tries to dish it away. JJ keeps his man to the outside. Ooh, and he goes into the boards, and we're going to get a penalty. Looked like he kind of fell. Interesting to see what that call is. And quick covers up. A roughing call. I don't get that one. So that's Bauer's second penalty of the night. I believe District 6 rules are if you get 3 penalties, you're out, but this is a scrimmage. And this is not a District 6 game. Kavita on the draw, to the right of Quick. Puck back to the Storm point. Sliding across, on the circle. A shot fired wide, and this is going to sneak out of the zone. And the Storm are going to have to recapture. D-to-D pass as the Storm looks up ice. Lacking the connection there. Darlene swats it away. Kavita tries to sneak it past. He had a shorty opportunity there. Battling on the puck, and here comes the Storm. They gain on the right side. Stopping short. Looking. Down low. Trying to set up a power play. The Hornets are thwarting them. Mizzle working this man behind the net nicely. Forcing them to the outside. Back to the point. Again, sliding over. Shot through traffic. Does not connect. Darlene fires it up the boards and out of the zone. There will not be an icing. Storm have to recover. Hornets get some fresh horses. Nice tip there by Nolan as it slid back down into the Storm zone. Nolan gives chase. More fresh horses for the Hornets. And we get a whistle. Icing is the call with 8:23 left in the second. 1 minute left in the penalty. And we'll have Nolan and Dorsey doing the heavy lifting, backed up by Potts and Darlene. No, it's Helmer, sorry. Dorsey on the draw. Tied up in the dot, back to Helmer. Helmer curls around in the corner, slides it up the wall, intercepted by the point. Storm working to try to get something together. Dorsey intercepts. Bang back to the point. Still chasing. Dorsey working his man. He gets it out of the zone. Well done, Dorsey. Dorsey now in the break. He's got Nolan. He just smartly slides it down, killing off his penalty. Ties up his man again. And the Storm take back control behind the net. Hornets holding him down in the zone on odd man, which is great. And now the Storm can't seem to get anything organized. Potter controls at the D, slides it up the boards. He loses the handle on it, but he picks it up again out of the zone. Storm collecting at center ice, looking to get something going here with just 8 seconds left in the penalty. Nolan meets it on the near boards, and he throws it out of the zone. So the Storm really couldn't get anything going here as the Hornets are back at full strength. Dorsey tying up his man. Here's a chance for Nolan. Nolan fires into the equipment of a Storm guy. Storm now collecting. Good pressure here. And the Storm recollect. Here they come on the counter through the neutral zone as they work their way up. Helmer ties his man up on the boards. And it's captured there by Ivany. Ivany racing up. He's got Ferreira. It's a 2-on-1. Here they come. A shot. Nothing. Can they get it in front? No. Ewers in the corner. Working his man. Coming away. Looking to center. There's the centering. Oh, it went off the post. It was a clanker. Nothing.
Oh, I'm remembering all the good commentary now.
Here comes the Storm. Working their way across the high slot. A shot. And salted away by Quickie. So close. So close, the Hornets. Still down 1-0. Incidentally, we are working on a scoreboard solution. That involves more money and more technology. So stay tuned on that. Potts working his man in the corner, down deep in the Hornet territory. Puck tied up on the wall, comes away to Potts. Potts slides it all the way around to Hester. Met there at the point. Point holds, looking all the way across. High in the circle, trying to center it. Intercepted by Ivany. Well done, but held at the point. Point pinches up. He walks his way in, all the way around. Still has the puck. Out front. Dangerous. Slid up. Here comes Ferreira. He's a 1-on-3. He's got nowhere to go, so he curls back. Slides it across, and Bauer looks up ice. Bauer does his own turning and burning. Slides it back to Potts. Potts now looks up ice. Just loses it a bit too far. Storm holds his own. Walking across the high slot. Waffled away by Quick. Settled by Hester. Hester tries to get it out of the zone. Storm mounting an attack here. As Bauer meets it and shovels it up. Storm pinch. Hold it back down. Bauer contained in the zone here. Looking to break out. And he just saucers it up. And here's a break for Ivany. Ivany races in. He's got Ferreira. It's a 3-on-1. Can he? Yes. Clanker again. More clanking. It's Post City. What do we have to do? Mizzle pinches up, it sneaks by him, and here comes the Storm as they gain on the right side. All the way down into the corner. Held by the Storm momentarily, and here comes Hester. He drops to Ferreira, throws it all the way up. Darlene racing in. A clank, a third clank. Boy, we're just hitting posts. That was Kavita, by the way. Sorry about that. Kavita looking into the slot, intercepted by the Storm. Storm now breaking through the neutral zone as they gain the line high up over Mizzle's shoulder. Mizzle does his best interference. Now it's Wilkins. Wilkins. Yes, Wilkins. Yes, Wilkins. Did you see that? Tie game, people. 1-1. Charlie Wilkins, the beautiful breakaway goal. And just like that, we're all tied up with 4:19 left in the second. So we're going to keep that line out there because they're red hot. Puck slides back to the Storm D. Intercepted there by Homer, but he loses it. Oh, and Storm blew a tire there. Had a beautiful opportunity. It's out front. Comes away to Kavita. Kavita now on the counter. It's Kavita sliding down and gaining on the left side. Stopping short at the circle. Looking. Sliding across the slot. A backhander. What? No. Wilkins is on fire. Look at this. Almost had another one. Potter steps up, holds the line. Well done. Sneaks past him. Now it's Helmer as our last man. He works his man to the outside. Tries to tie him up. He does. Storm still holding. Tried a short side. Nothing doing on the bad angle shot. Storm holding the zone. Here comes Kavita. Kavita's tripped. No call. Oh, stick in the blade. Bergmeyer gets a quick shot. And Storm recover. Get a line change by the Hornets as the Storm slow roll it up through the neutral zone. They gain the line on the left side. Banged off the puck by Potts. Stopped short on the circle. A quick shot. Turned away by Quick. Into the slot again. Back behind the net in the corner. Storm looking to get some cohesion. Not finding it. And the puck comes up. Dorsey races after it. Dorsey on the right side, walking his way in. Here comes Dorsey. Oh, and he throws it off to the left. We get some sort of stoppage. Offsides. 2:45 left in the second. And with Dorsey on the draw, he's got Nolan and Ewers. Storm collect and throw it into the Hornet zone. Potts gives chase into the corner. Tied up by his man. Dorsey comes in to help out. Slides over to Bauer. Bauer behind the net. Surveys. Looks. Gets it up to Potts. Potts. Oh, and Ewers had his back turned. He couldn't see it. Nolan races after it. Storm collecting, looking up. A bit too far, and it slides back down into the Hornet zone. Bauer picks up the puck. Looks up ice. Curls around. Looks at his options. Over to Potts. Potts looking up ice. Looking for a break. Slides it to Dorsey on its backside. And Dorsey just throws it down to Bauer. Bauer over to Potts. Potts looks up ice. Into the skate. Here come the Storm. It's a 3-on-1. Bauer left alone, but he knocks it off the stick, and Dorsey comes in to help clean up. Dorsey ties up his man, and puck gets thrown behind the net. 1:50 left. Out in the slot. Ewers picks it up. Looks up ice. He's got no one. He fans. There's the saucer. Bit too far for Nolan. And they go D to D. Storm looking up ice. Stopped by Potts, and he throws it down, and we get an offsides. Furious back and forth action. As Ivany, Ferrara, and Hester come in, backed up by Mizzle and Darlene. Storm come away with it on the draw as they work their way up and gain the line. Walking in, Mizzle holds them to the outside. Knocks the stick away there. Well done. Thrown up the wall to Hester. Hester can't quite find the handle. Thrown back down to Mizzle. Mizzle gets it to Ferrara, who throws it all the way up to Hester. Hester chops at it, but it's on the backside of Ivany and the Storm control. They go D to D and now look at their options. Backside pass again, intercepted by Mizzle. Mizzle looks up ice. He's banged off. Can Hester get there? Not in time. Storm now control behind the net. They slide it up to the wing. Long pass, and here's a 2-on-2 situation. Storm gaining the line. Walking in. Long shot. Off target. Storm hold the zone. Picked up there. It's in the skates. No one can find it. Storm come away. Storm guy blows a tire. Mizzle picks it up. Looks up ice. He's going to bring it. He's going to bring it. He's going to bring it. Knocked off his stick. And we get an offsides. Ivany on the draw, tied up. Storm throw it back to their D, and they go D to D. Looking up ice, one-time pass connects the gain on the left side. Trying to walk in. Helmer smartly keeps his man to the outside. Oh, it's in the high slot. Oh, and a shot goes awry. Helmer in the corner, looking up. Tries to get it all the way up to Hester. Nothing doing. Finally, here comes Hester. Slides across his man, but he's knocked off the puck. Storm now counter as they gain the line. Walking in, a shot deflected away there by Potter. They try to slip it into the slot as seconds expired. And after two, it is 1-1. All right, the third period is just about to get underway, and it looks like we got a little extra time, so we're going to run a 20-minute period. It's just like the NHL. So to bring you up to speed, Hornets were down early, 1-0, and late in the second period, Charlie Wilkins on a breakaway evened things up, and as it stands, it is 1-1. So Kurvita, Bergmeyer, and Wilkins take up the cause, backed up by Bauer and Helmer. Helmer controlling in the zone, trying to shovel it up to Wilkins. Wilkins now, 3-on-2, gains a line on the left side. Drops it to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer knocked off, but a quick shot there. By Preston Helmer. So we'll have a face-off to the right of the Storm tender. Kavita on the draw, slips back to the Storm D as they try to slap it up. Around the net, here they come on the breakout. Working their way now. Intercepted there by Kurvita. Kurvita on the line, can't quite find it, and he shovels it down deep. Wilkins gives chase into the zone. Up on the wall, Kurvita shovels it, intercepted there by the Storm, and here come the Storm. Racing through. Storm coming in with speed. Knocked down by Quick. Well done, Quick. Into Charlie. Charlie shovels it up, gets it up to Kurvita. Kurvita races. He's got one man to beat. He walks around. Oh, and he can't slide it home. On the near boards. Darlene holds it, gives it down to Hester. Hester back to Darlene. A shot waffled to the side. Bergmeyer pinches up. Throws it on net, and it's off to the side of the net. And I think the ice is a little sticky down there. There's a lot of players losing it. Nolan now throws it back. Tied up on the line. Ties up his man. Mizzle, well done. Nolan throws it to Hester. Hester tries to sneak it around. He does. Just can't quite connect on the centering pass as they steer it behind the net. Storm now looking to collect. Throwing it up the wall to Darlene. Darlene holds the line. He throws it all the way over. Misconnection there to Mizzle. Ivany now throwing it down to Mizzle. Mizzle to Darlene. Darlene races up the puck. He gains the line on the right side and shovels it into the zone. I think we got some line switching up. We got Ivany, Ewers. I'm not sure who's going on. Anyway, puck slides down into the Storm zone. Ewers gives chase behind the net. Storm look to connect. Ferreira now throwing it in. Storm control, and they slide it all the way across. Through the neutral zone, gaining on the left side. Slapped away smartly by Ewers, as the Storm just can't quite seem to enter the zone. Storm now throwing it down, and it's tipped down deep into the Hornet zone. Potts tries to meet his man. It's sneaked around. Potts throwing it all the way over to Ferrara. Ferrara looking up ice. Looking to Ewers. Ewers throws it up into the Storm bench. And we'll get a face-off. So this line is now Dorsey, Ewers, and Ferrara. Ewers knocks it up. Dorsey battling. He's coming in. He throws it on net. Oh, and it's tipped away. Nice little backhand shot there. As here come the Storm. They try to go one time, and Potts knocks that away. He looks up ice. It's stolen away. Battling at center ice. Storm gained the line. Snapped away there by Potter, and he throws it all the way around to Ewers. A bit too far and held at the point. Dorsey intercepts, works his way up with speed. Knocked off the puck, and the Storm collect in their zone. Here comes the Storm on the counters. They walk their way up on the right side and throw it down into the Hornet zone. Potter behind the net, slides it up to Bergmeyer. A bit too far. Bergmeyer tries to take a whack. It's Dorsey on the puck. He slides it over. Oh, and it's on the backhand side of Charlie. Charlie now wheels around on the circle. Back to Potter. Potter one-times it just off to the left of the Storm tender. Sneaks up on the wall. Storm looking across, trying to gain the line. Tied up there, and we get an offsides. So I think the lines are back to normal. We got Kervita, Bergmeyer, and Wilkins backed up by Bauer and Helmer. Storm collect on D at center ice. Walking their way up and throwing it deep into the Hornet zone. Helmer collects behind the net. Wheels around. Looks at his options. Tries to slide it across. Hornets hold the zone, but Kervita sneaks it. It's a 3-on-2. Odd man rush. Looking across. There's Bergmeyer! Yes, Bergmeyer! Did you see that? Connection. Well done, Hornets. Bing, bang, boom. Hornets 2, Storm 1. 15:38 left in the third period. As Edina has the first lead of the game. We get a line change as Nolan, Ivany, and Hester. Yeah, they keep switching up the lines here. Backed up by Helmer and Bauer. Storm control in their zone. They go D to D looking up ice. One-time pass knocked off by Nolan. Here come the Storms. They gain on the left side. Shot deflected away. Storm looking to center. Ivany on the wall, working it. Nolan slides it across to Ivany. Ivany looks up ice. He's hassled. He can't quite find the handle. Now it's Nolan bringing it around the circle. Looking, sliding back, looking. Back to Ivany at the point. A shot. Another. Oh, and Hester can't find the wood on the rebound. Good forecheck by the Hornets as they pin the Storm in their zone. Storm having trouble getting it out. So they now work it towards center ice. Helmer in the zone. Up to Hester. Hester slaps it up, and Darlene just slaps it down into the zone. Storm collecting their own zone, looking at the breakout. Up to center ice, knocked back by Mizzle, and we get an offsides. So Dorsey, Ferrara, and Ewers backed up by Darlene and Mizzle. Dorsey on the draw at center ice. Puck tied up on the dot. Storm come away with it, and they work their way into the high slot. Nobody home. And the Storm just throw it down deep behind the net. Mizzle gives chase into the near corner. Looks. Tied up by his man, Dorsey in to help out. Darlene sweeps it out of the zone. Dorsey working it. Now Darlene slips it up to Ferrara. Ferrara gains on the left side. Walks his way into the slot. Can't find the handle. Storm now trying to counter. Dorsey steals it in the high slot. Fires a shot. Sticked away. Ewers in the corner. Throws it behind the net. Can Mizzle pinch? Yes, he does. Excellent. Storm now working it. They go D to D to nowhere. And Ewers is in there to try to get it. Ferrara in the slot. Right in the crease. There's a shot over the net. Dorsey can't quite find the right target. Ewers banging it on the wall. Back to Mizzle. Mizzle slides it across to Darlene. Darlene looks. Back to Mizzle. Mizzle up ice to Dorsey. Dorsey slides around. Nice little move there. Again. Oh, and he's taken down. That'll be a penalty. Yes. Man advantage for Hornets. 13:19 left in the third period. Tripping is the call. Kervita and Bergmeyer and Wilkins on, backed up by Mizzle and Darlene. Back to Darlene at the point. Down low, Wilkins can't quite connect with that pass, and it slides out of the zone, and we will get an offsides. And we'll do it again outside the zone. Kervita back to Darlene. Darlene surveys all the way over to Mizzle. Mizzle looks. Saucer pass over to Wilkins. Wilkins can't handle it. Darlene on the trailer. Up to Curvita. Curvita now crossing the blue line on the right side. Drops it to Mizzle. Mizzle has to slap it through. And it's collected there by the Storm. Darlene deep in the Hornets zone. Circles around the net. Cycling. Sliding it to Wilkins. Wilkins center ice. Slides it into the zone. Mizzle looked like he was going to give chase there, but he thought the wiser of it. Hornets holding the zone, throwing it right back down. Bergmeyer tries to slam his man into the boards. Curvita working it in the corner, working, sliding it all the way around. Darlene pinches, slides in front, one-timer! Sticked away by the Storm Tendy. Back to Darlene, back to Mizzle. Mizzle in the high slot, looking. Sticked away and gloved there by the Storm tender. It's a good puck movement as we get a line change. We've got Ivan E. Hester and Nolan. Potter at the point. Throws it down into the corner for Ivany. Ivany looks at his options. Back behind to Hester. Hester in the corner, throws it back to Pot. Down to Hester. Hester looks all the way across to Potter. Down to Nolan. Good puck movement, Hornets. All the way across. Yes! Did you see that? Hester. Beautiful connection there. And Hester just slams it home. Hornets 3, Storm 1. That is the power of the power play. So Dorsey, Ewers, and Ferrara on, backed up by Potts and Potter. Storm now gain the line on the right side. Potter working his man, boxes him to the outside. Picked up by Potter. Potter tries to flip it up. It's in the skates. There's a quick shot from the point, and Quickie smothers it. Swap out the D. Power in with Helmer. Dorsey on the draw. .11:25 left in the third. Puck skitters across the slot area. Storm throw it in front. Dorsey loses it momentarily, and it goes up into the webbing. So we'll do it again. Dorsey on the draw. To the right of Quick. Puck tied up, skitters away. Ewers chucks it up the boards. It's held and thrown into the audience. And we'll get a line change. So Ivany on the draw. Puck thrown into the corner. Bauer's stick is tied up. He can't get around to it. Here comes the Storm on the short side. Oh! And the Storm put it behind Quick. Quick thought he had it. I think it all started because Bauer's stick was tied up. And the Hornets relaxed, but nonetheless, it is now 3-2. So Ivany and Hester and Nolan, backed up by Darlene and Mizzle. Storm racing back. Bauer throws it over to Darlene. Nolan. Mizzle now bringing the puck up through the neutral zone. He gains on the left side, walks his way in. He's going to do it all by himself. Hester, quick shot into the slot. Nobody home. Ivany from the point. Chucks it back down. All the way over to Darlene. Intercepted there. No, Darlene gets it. Yes, over to Hester. No! Nothing. Back to Mizzle. Mizzle fires on net, and it goes up into the webbing. 10:23 left in the third. I didn't see the last scrimmage against Austin, but apparently we're doing considerably better. In terms of flow, everything else. Line change. We got Kravita on the draw, Bergmeyer and Charlie. Puck skitters around to the far side corner, all the way up, and here come the Storm. Racing in on the left side. Walking in, trying to center. Chipped away there by Mizzle. It's slapped away by Quick. It's still banging. Darlene looking up ice. Bergmeyer on his backside, trying to find the puck. Has to slide it back, reconnect. Smart play. Looking up ice. Just a bit too far for Darlene, but he's racing in to get it. Icing nonetheless. It's late here on a Tuesday. But we're still playing hockey. That's what we do. Face-off deep in the Hornet zone. Kavita on the draw. He's got Ewers and Bergmeyer. Back to the point. Storm. One-time shot. Off to the right. A clanker. Quickie goes down. Puck is loose. Potter now slides it up. It's banged back into the Hornet zone. Potts behind the net. Looking for options. Slides it up the wall on the backside of Bergmeyer. Kravita chips it around. 2-on-1 situation. All the way over. Yes, no! Oh, so close. Bergmeyer tries to slide it out again. Nothing. Potts tries to hold the zone. It sneaks out. All the way down the Storm. Potter, the only man back. 2-on-1. Sticks it away. Nice back check by Charlie as Kravita picks up the puck on the transition. It's 1-on-3. Kravita slammed into the boards. And the Storm recollect for the counterattack. Here they come through the neutral zone. Gaining the line on the left side. Working it. A drop pass. Around the circle. Trying to get it out front. Sticked away. Dorsey slams it off. There it is again in the slot. Ewers now on the near boards. Looks. Tries to slide it up. Stopped by the Storm as they collected center ice. All the way across. Gaining on the right side. High slot. Looking for a shot. Steered away by Quickie. Potter now. It's back and forth hockey. Ferreira trying to get his on the wall. Potter trying to stop it. A one-timer in the slot. Nothing doing. Storm collecting the corner. Sliding across in the slot. Nothing. Ferreira trying to chip it away. And a shot there. Boy. Just can't seem to get it out of the zone. And a quick line change by the Hornets. Ivany, Nolan, and Hester. Backed up by Bauer and Preston. Preston tries to get out of the zone. It's kept in the high slot. Shot goes wide. Another quick shot. Deflected away. Storm holding court in the corner. Looking to try to center it. It's out front again. Too much out front again. Storm working it. Controlling on this forecheck. Helmer chasing behind the net. It's tipped around. Storm still controlling in the corner. Nice tip there by Hester, but it's held at the point and thrown back down in the corner. JJ trying to throw it out. We got to play possession hockey here, boys. Here come the Storm as they wheel around the circle, trying to center. Deflected away. Storm still controlling. All the way around, back to the point. Looking for a shot. Deflected in front of the net. Helmer sends it over to Ivany. There's going to be a penalty of some sort. I don't know what it is. Bauer throwing it back around. It's going to be on the Storm. Long pass, deflected to Hester. Can Hester get there? No. A roughing call on the Storm. It is power play time for the Hornets. So Bergmeyer, Wilkins, and Kervita backed up by Mizzle and Darlene. Mizzle, high slot, looking. Mizzle fires. Oh! Off to the side of the net. That wasn't a true clanker. Back to Mizzle. Mizzle looks, surveys, fires. Low shot. Bergmeyer there on the rebound, but nothing. Bergmeyer in the corner, looking. Down low to Charlie. Charlie back to Bergmeyer. Bergie looks, circles, fires. Oh, and a one-timer by Kervita. Thwarted. Back to the corner. Behind the net. Now Kervita shovels it over to Bergmeyer. Past his skate. Darlene pinches, and it sneaks back to Charlie. Charlie across into the high slot. A firing shot that is trapped away by the Storm tender with 6:33 left. We've moved to running time. That's the thing about scrimmages. You just never know. Line change. Dorsey, Ferrara, and Ewers. Ewers behind the net. Center's out front. It's still out front. It's nowhere. Darlene steps up and is slapped out of the zone, and Mizzle's going to have to circle back at center ice. He brings it back deep. Looking. Over to Darlene. Darlene looks up ice. All the way over to Mizzle. Mizzle now carries to Ewers. A bit too far, and Ewers is going to have to chase this into the corner. He slaps it behind to Ferrara. Ferrara trying to center it. Nothing. Back to Dorsey in the corner. Dorsey picks it up. Looks. Chips it to Ferrara. Ferrara behind the net. Looking. Wheeling, dealing, looking. Back to Mizzle. Mizzle fires. Rebound to Dorsey. Dorsey looks. He's hassled. He throws it back to Ferrara in the corner. Ferrara behind the net. Looking to center. Looking. A lot of looking going on. Into the slot. Nobody home. Here come the Storm. Breaking back the other way. The penalty is over. Both sides are 5-on-5. And we get an offsides. We got a line change. We got Hester, Ivany, and Nolan. Puck skitters along in the near boards, controlled by the Storm D. They look up ice, and they're breaking, gaining the line on the right side. Around Potter, that's going to be a penalty. We're going to get a tripping call. And that is indeed the case. So with 4:20 left, the Hornets have to hold the line. Nolan on the draw. Tied up, thrown into the corner. JJ throws it around and out of the zone. And the Storm are going to have to give chase. Called off. All the way around, scooped around to the far corner. Storm chasing, trying to collect and get some semblance of control here. As they throw it up, Ivany intercepts, throws it back down. Storm looking to break up ice. Looking, working it into the zone. High slot, a shot deflected away by JJ. Puck still dangerous around that slot area. Back into the high slot. There's the tip. There's the leg by Quickie. Saved. Controlled by the Storm. Back to the point. Looking, a shot. Gloved away. Trapped. By Quick. As precious seconds tick away, close to 3 minutes, your Hornets cling to a precarious 3-2 lead. The Storm are pulling their goalie. 6-on-5 hockey, 6-on-4, sorry. Back to the point. Storm look, high slot, fired in front. There it is, it's loose, it's working, it's banging, but Quick has saved it. And yet the clock ticks. 2:45 left. 25 seconds left in the penalty. As the Hornets slow roll a line change. Kervita on the draw. Thrown back to the point. Storm look across. Fire. Deflected out front. Back to the other point. Another fire. Another tip. Nothing. Storm furiously, trying to work it. Darlene working it, throws it around to the far side. Storm looking, nice interception by Hester. Hester breaking up to Kervita. Kervita has an own goal, yes, no, he's thrown off the puck. Oh, it was an empty net. Storm now with 2 minutes and 7 seconds, deflected by Ivany. Here come the Storm through the neutral zone as they gain on the left side. Walking in, trying to slide around. Darlene, yes, no. Underneath quick. Oh, mercy me. .144 left. Like sands through the hourglass, the time is slipping away. Kervita on the draw. Sent back. Oh, nice tip there by Ivany as he races to try to get it. It's controlled by the Storm D as they chip up the wall. Back to Mizzle. Mizzle throws it across to the far side to nobody. Yes, intercepted by Kervita. He throws it on there. Yes, did you see that? Yes. And that's going to seal it with basically 1 minute and 10 seconds left. Storm tender comes back in. And the Hornets will finish this one off with less than a minute to play. Storm collecting their own zone. They throw it up on the far side wall. 2-on-2 situation. Slipped away there by Potter, and Potter throws it in the corner. Hornets tying up their men. Puck comes away. Storm behind the net. They try to center. It goes off the back of the net. Out front again. Swatted away. Storm still putting up a fight here in the waning seconds as they try to center out front. Back to nobody. Back to the point. Oh, and it just tipped away there. Storm working it in the corner. Back to the point. Firing low. Off to the side. Potter meets his man in the corner. Bangs his man off. Ivany knocked off the puck. Comes over to Potts. Potts races his way up. He just wasting time here perfectly as there's 5 seconds left in this contest. And that's it. That's all she wrote. Hornets 4, Minneapolis Storm 2. And that is your Hornets' first victory of what will likely be many to come. So just a little housekeeping note, there will be another scrimmage tomorrow against Roseville, which is another one of those hockey communities that does not have a AA team, so their A team will be stacked, and we do know from prior years that they have a pretty good team. So, be there, be square, and we'll see you later.